here. Today I'm going to be sharing with you what you need to know before going into the studio for the first time. If you are one of the lucky people that gets to record your music in a pro studio, my gosh, let's not take that for granted. So I like to be prepared going into this kind of stuff, and I want to share some of my best ideas with you. Most of the success that you have in the studio is going to depend on what you do before you go into the studio. So there's some of the obvious stuff like know your parts. Okay, that's a good one. Know your parts. Don't be that guy in the studio who's like making everybody wait, wasting that precious studio time, because that time is freaking expensive, guys. Our first studio, I think we went in maybe 3 or 4 months after we were a band. It was $600 a song. We did 3 songs, plus we had to pay to get there. We had to pay, for like lodging, all that. Like, it really added up. And so we were really trying to squeeze the most out of that. And then we just got back from LA a couple days ago. We were just there recording our 3rd album. Oh my gosh, it's all because of you that we get to do this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, I was finding me using some of the same techniques that I used all those years ago for the first time, the same thing, trying to get ready and make sure that I was just like at my best, ready to go. So, like I said, most of the work needs to be done before you get in. I would really recommend have a rough demo of the song that you're gonna do ready. So don't just have some lyrics and a chord chart. Like, actually get together, even if it's just like a rehearsal thing with your band, you're pressing record and kind of presenting your rough idea. Like, it can sound super crappy. Your producer is probably gonna get it because that's what producers' jobs are. They generally work with bands that, have kind of a rough concept, and the producer's job is to polish. It is to chip away at the bad stuff. It is to convince the band to take the song to the next level and really get the vision of the band and make it better. That's what a really great producer will do. And then also in the studio, sometimes you'll have an engineer. So while the producer generally will be working with the band, sitting behind the computer, kind of putting the pieces together, an engineer will be doing all of the hands-on stuff. Before we went in the studio, we were very careful to be intentional about what we were going for. So having that rough demo will really help you do that. But beyond that, be communicating with your bandmates before you get in there so you know what you want. A lot of times what will make your band so special is that one band member will be really into one genre and you'll be into a different one, another one will be in a different one, and that's what's going to add that unique sound that you guys have. You're going to have such a cool chemistry because everyone is going to be pulling from their own influences. But where it gets weird is if everyone is so committed to their own vision for the song that you guys aren't flowing together. And hopefully if you're a band, you have some experience compromising, you have some experience making everyone feel good, letting everybody's voice be heard. That's going to be so much easier if you are kind of on the same page before you go in the studio. As a band, we've had some, awkward, uncomfortable moments where one person's really fighting for this one thing and someone else is fighting for something else. And that sucks. That's a sucky place to be in. You can save yourself a lot of heartache by just getting on the same page beforehand, and you can really compromise here and say, you know what, for this song, I'm just gonna kind of let you do your thing. I'm gonna give you that, you make that part however you want it. But for this song, this part's really important to me, so please let me do it my way here, because and then generally everyone's happy, everyone's got their favorite song on the demo or on the record or whatever. So it generally works out. Pick your non-negotiables. I mentioned this before, the how to prep for a music video episode that I did. I'll throw that up for you right here. Before you go in, just know what's important to you. Sometimes maybe you really want, your intention is to combine this sound and this genre and some of the tastes of this band, and you don't want that to get kind of lost in translation here, where you come out on the other end and you're like, I don't really get that. It's not really, this is what I intended, but it kind of didn't actually happen. That sucks. So have some non-negotiables written down, have some specific vision written down. If there's a certain genre that you are not comfortable with, maybe mention that to the producer. Be like, hey, we know a lot of bands like us sound kind of like this, and we're not cool with that, so we really are trying to go more in this direction. Lay it out there to your producer in a really chill, non-intense way. I know me personally, I have a bad habit of having such a precise vision that I'm just from the get-go attacking, it has to be like this, super intense, and that's not hot, guys. Don't be like that. Just be chill, be cool about it. You want to have a good rapport with your producer. It's really important that they get where you're coming from. So gently, kindly tell them what's important to you. And don't word it like, these are my non-negotiables. Just be like, hey, I was really thinking that it's really important to me that we incorporate some of this. I really like some of this. And if you have it written down beforehand, that is so helpful because you can be revisiting that. And I always do this. I make notes for our songs. A lot of times when I'm writing the song, I have a really clear vision, I'm getting inspired by this piece here, or I really want this part to sound like this. And so I just write that down. And then when I'm in the studio, I can refer to that and be like, hey, this intro right here, I want it to sound like this bridge from this other person's song here, or I want, the drum tones to have this specific vibe of this song from the 90s or whatever. And also, I like to be preparing before I go into the studio with my vocals by singing into my GarageBand on my Mac. And so I will just deliver it, not like super at full intensity. I'm usually just like sitting on my bed singing softly into my computer and trying to figure out the right attitude, the right angle here for my vocal parts. And I didn't used to do that. I used to just open my mouth and sing, but it's so much funner if you are doing it intentionally and you really know what you're going for. And so I don't forget that, I write that down. So when I'm in my vocal booth in the studio in LA, I've got my computer right there, and along with the lyrics, I've got little notes next to it. So for example, it'll be like, channel Britney Spears here, or drop the G sound on the end of this word here, or pronounce this like this, or this word kind of sounds like this when you sing it, so make sure that you're really doing a hard R here so they can tell what word you're saying, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You don't want that stuff to get lost, it's important stuff, so like really bring it. Just a couple things left. Make sure that your voice or instrument is ready to go, but make sure you haven't practiced so much that you're overworked and tired. You don't want to be scratchy by the time you get in the studio, or your fingers are raw from doing the same guitar lead over and over again. And then my last tip for you here, and this is such a fun one, is when you're recording your part, see if you can feel it. Feel the power of the moment. You guys, it is such an amazing experience to get to share your music with other people, to get to be in a position where you are taking the vision that's in your head and actually making a real live song out of that. So don't let the power of that moment be lost on you. When I am in the vocal booth, I like to kind of center beforehand and be like, oh my gosh, I'm actually recording this song. Like this song that was just an idea in my head a couple months ago is now becoming a real life song. And I like to feel the lyrics, like whatever kind of the intention of that song is, whatever direction it is. I'm not just mechanically singing out the lyrics on the right pitch or whatever. Like I'm actually feeling the emotion behind the song that I had when I wrote it. And I think that just adds to the authenticity, that just adds to the power of the song. So even if you're not a vocalist and you can't like literally put the emotion into your voice, when you're doing your guitar part or your drum part, like be present, be like, this is really freaking cool right now that I get to do this. Be in that moment, and it will just make your time in the studio that much more rewarding. That's what I've got for you guys. I love you. I believe in all of you. If you are someone who has this dream of one day getting to record in a real studio, but you feel like that is miles and miles away, I want to just send you love and let you know that you can have it. You totally can. You can go after your dream. You can go get what you want out of life. You can be one of the lucky people that gets to turn the idea in their head into a real life song, and it's much closer than you think, okay? So don't let that stop you. I love you. Have a great week.